So maybe you've been thinking about starting your own business and you have a general idea of what types of services you could offer or the products that you could create, but you haven't narrowed down your idea enough to take the leap of faith and really get started with your business. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you an amazing strategy that you can employ to start building a community and collecting emails from the people you imagine that you will eventually offer your services to or sell your products to. This strategy is especially effective because it will also help to root your business development in market research and customer relationships. So you will be able to validate the idea that you have for your business before you spend time and money developing something that you're not sure will sell. So I'm going to share with you how you can use a podcast to start a business. We got a lot to cover, so we better get to it. Hey friend, welcome to the Pod Sound School, where we help content creators and biz owners stand out with exceptional video and audio production and content strategy. I'm Studio Steve, and I'm the audio nerd of the team, an instructor in our courses, and also an audio and video producer and editor by trade. I've seen firsthand the power of podcasting for emerging business owners, ourselves included. Podcasting has a low cost of entry, a relatively low learning curve, but an extremely high marketing value. There is currently no other place online where you can hold users' attention longer than with podcasts. Think about it. When's the last time you listened to a podcast? What were you doing when you listened? Maybe you were doing chores or exercising or on a commute in your car or a train. This is such an intimate time where listeners commonly become addicted to the shows they listen to, and podcasts become a part of their everyday routine. Corporations and big businesses know this, and this is why the podcasting industry is blowing up with advertisement money and targeted ad solutions. And this is creating this strange culture currently among podcasters and podcast hosts, where podcasters are being encouraged to do everything in their power to attract tens and thousands of downloads per episode so that they can make a small handful of ad revenue while helping to fill up the pockets of the advertisement companies. However, many savvy podcasters have realized the power in their hands with even small audiences and how bypassing ad companies altogether and instead fueling a business that they can start and create themselves has much greater yields and keeps all the money filling up their pockets. This is my favorite aspect of podcasting, is that it is open and free for all to join, and that there are a few best practices that will get your podcast in front of people and keep them listening. So this is how you do it. Here are the steps. They're simple steps in that they're not complex, but they are definitely not easy. And after you learn about these steps, if you're feeling overwhelmed, remember we have a ton of useful podcasting videos here on our channel that you can binge on. Also, we are currently working on and launching the 2.0 version of our signature online course, Smart and Simple Podcasting. That's where we teach online business owners how to incorporate podcasting into their marketing efforts in less than 3 hours a week. I will leave the link to join the waitlist for that course if you're interested, right where you're watching the video below. But here are the 6 steps to start a podcast that will lead to a business. The first and most important step is to have a strong idea in mind of the people that you want to work with or that you want to serve. Which group of people do you feel most drawn to, and how narrow focused can you get? For example, instead of using the big category of women, maybe you can say women in their 50s or 40s, or then you can narrow it down even a step more from that. Women in their 30s who are postgraduate or who are currently in college, or women who are prenatal or postnatal, or women who are pregnant in their 40s. The more specific that you can get, the better results you're going to have with your podcast. The more you can pinpoint who you would eventually one day love to offer service to and sell products to, the greater results you'll have with your podcast. Or in marketing terms, the first step is to define your ICA, or ideal customer avatar. And once you have that step in place, the next step is show development. And during this stage, what you want to do is to take all of the data that you collected in defining your ideal person and pour it into show development. Once you have a clear image of this person, the show development comes easy. You can really treat your podcast almost like a test product. Your episodes will be built to offer solutions and entertainment for your ICA. A great show has a strong mission statement or a goal in mind or a purpose that it serves. Think back on the podcast that you've enjoyed or binged on the most. What was it about that show that got you hooked? During this stage is where you're going to come up with your podcast name, your podcast tagline, and the format of your show. Do you want to make solo episodes or do you want to interview guests? And then, before you're ready, you dive into the next stage. Stage 3, create a trailer. A trailer is the perfect place to start with a podcast because it gives you an episode that you can upload to your podcast host and share with all of the players. In this way, you give the podcast players like Apple, Google, Spotify, etc. time to process your show. Also, having a trailer gives you something to start building a social media presence with and social content to share. Step 4 would be to choose a podcast hosting site. Our favorites are Buzzsprout and Anchor FM. These hosting sites make it really easy to upload, add notes and artwork, and distribute your podcast to all of the players. Step 5 is now to decide on a posting schedule and to record and edit together a few episodes to have in the bank before a big launch day. And step 6 is to create a social media strategy, meaning what social media platform or 2 platforms are you going to post to regularly with content that you repurpose from your podcast. Yes, that's right. Another crazy benefit of podcasting is that it provides you with a ton of useful content that you can repurpose for other places. Copy for emails, blog posts, Instagram captions, descriptions, etc. Short audio or video clips for IG Reels or even TikTok. It's crazy what producing a podcast every week can do for your growth on social media if you repurpose wisely. And that's it. I simplified it a ton, but those really are the essential steps you need to take to get going on the right foot. Once you have a couple of episodes under your belt, you'll feel more confident in your podcasting abilities and you'll start to find ways to grow and improve your performance and your overall show. And it will seem very laborious at first. Episodes will likely take you forever to record and even longer to edit. But if you look at these realities as challenges you're going to bust through, before you know it, you'll be pumping out episodes and content for social media in less than a few hours a week. I hope you found this video really helpful. Let me know if you did by pressing the like button and leaving a comment. What business ideas do you have? Who is your ideal person? Let me know in the comments below. Also, remember to get on the wait list for our upcoming release of Smart and Simple Podcasting 2.0. We'll be making announcements and special offers to those who join our waitlist, and you'll have first access to the live launch of the course. And until next time, happy podcasting.